我又来啦。
Hello everyone. Welcome to the Hello Canal podcast. Welcome back, and I hope everyone is safe and sound. This is the second week of February, and the numbers so far that we're looking at for the COVID numbers in Malaysia is just skyrocketing, and so everyone is just staying home at this point of time and working from home, hopefully. So today, I hope you guys have already noticed that my wife will be joining us again once more today.
我又
And
回来啦。
welcome back. Yep. So today's session is going to be another dual language version, and also hopefully, if you have any concerns in terms of how we are interacting, and if you need translations, please do let me know. But without further ado, I hope everyone has their cup of coffee. Let's kick off today's session. Yeah. Okay. All right. So for today's topic, it's going to be an interesting one. Reason being is because personally, I grew up in a very English educated environment. So English being my first language, it also comes with a certain number of cultural differences and practices compared to my wife. So even though we are both Chinese, right, but the way we were brought up and the influences around us also can be significantly different. So today, the topic I want to talk about is the differences between the cultural upbringing between basically a Chinese educated versus an English educated society or family upbringing. Okay, so let's start off with the key question here is I want to highlight on a few things that I learned when exposed to Chinese culture, and this is especially when I'm interacting with my wife, her friends, and her family. So I think we take turns. We share one item each, and then we can conclude at the end.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, all right. So now the first thing that I want to share is for majority of us English speakers, whenever we think of buying things, especially in Malaysia, the things that we think about would be Lazada, Shopee, Carousel, right? But there's one thing that is very specific for Chinese community, and I think everyone of them pretty much use this as their main point of purchase.
对嘛？你应该用淘宝，你干嘛用 Lazada 跟 Shopee？喂，Lazada、Shopee 他们进货也是淘宝。
I know, right? So everyone buys from Taobao and they just resell in Lazada and Shopee.
Yeah, why not you buy the first hand? Like 第一个 supplier，你干嘛要就是人家卖给他，他再卖给你？
Because I like paying for more expensive things. No, but is once you're familiar with a specific website, right? Especially the language barrier, it's easy to know what we want to look for. So when you're buying in Taobao, you need to know the specific word, right? So I've been on Taobao before. If you type English words, right, the price of the product that shows up is actually more expensive than
I
if you
never
can
know
find the same product in Chinese.
Taobao got English version.
No, you can type English
啊，
English
他会自己
words.
translate 吗？
Yeah.
啊，I see。
They will translate, and sometimes that product they will put in English words as well.
哦，那个是 definitely 做外国人的生意了的，因为中国人都是看华语嘛。
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I've gone online in Taobao and I've been looking for, let's say, a bag. Right. If I put the bag in English, the bag maybe will cost around 100 ringgit. But if I put in the Chinese word, right, like su bao or something like that, it will only cost 30 ringgit.
Yeah.
So there's a very big difference between typing English and Mandarin Chinese, essentially.
对啊，而且我觉得淘宝的选择太多。One thing I don't really like the Lazada or Shopee is the comment is not a lot compared to in 淘宝。淘宝你买一样东西，那个 comment 是3000、3万，可是在 Lazada、Shopee 可能几十个罢了，我就觉得 no trustable 嘞。
Yeah, one thing that is very unique about Taobao is that a lot of the products that are being sold are controlled by the reviews and comments of the product. So there's at least a sense of reliability in the products that you're going to purchase, right? So if because China manufactures so many products, if you're looking for, let's say, just a bag, right? The same bag, there could probably be 10 different sellers, 10 different shops selling the
10
same
is
thing.
太少了，至少有100个。
I'm giving an example, right? But let's say okay, 100. Let's put 100, right? How many of these 100 are actually reliable sellers that can guarantee you the right quality of product and when it's delivered, right, it will be in good shape.
对，而且我觉得，我不喜欢 Shopee、Lazada 的另外一个原因，就是因为可能他们发货没有的那么的，准时。就好像如果我在淘宝，我淘宝买了，然后嘞，他下午我就可以，已经trace 到他发货了。And then after that，隔2天就到我的仓库了，然后再隔1天我就运回来 Malaysia 了。有时候我觉得我淘宝买比 Shopee 买快到。
I think the question here is how efficient are the workers? Okay, sorry. I
我
think
我觉得是那个做工的 attitude。
not just that. Okay, so one thing that I realized in at least in Amazon, and I'm sure this is the same as Taobao, right? They have robots running the machine, so they will deliver based on the robot, right? The robot will bring the product to the delivery box. They will drop it in, and it can then be sent out for shipment. But in Malaysia, at Shopee, Lazada, I don't think they have that kind of technology yet. So everything is still human. It's still manual. So that's why there is a time difference. It needs more time to process and be delivered.
也对。
Yeah. But in Taobao, right? Unless you know a way around, getting your items shipped, delivered to Malaysia is also an interesting bit.
哎呦，这个是要经验，这个我讲2个小时都讲不完，所以我们这里就 skip 吧。但是你绝对是要用，就是你要买过很多，你有经验了才知道什么可以运，什么不可以运，哪一个公司最快运到。所以我最快哦，我试过5天就到了，比我 Shopee 还快到。
Yeah, so that's one of the
掌声在哪里？
Yeah, so yeah, that's the shocking thing that I found. I noticed about Taobao, which I'm very impressed with how people from the Chinese community can actually make all of these purchases and get it delivered to Malaysia with cheaper rate than for us English people to facilitate the delivery, which will cost about at least 20 to 25 ringgit on average.
有时候会直接 double up，
Yeah,
就是
yeah.
比如你在中国，你在淘宝买人民币30块，可能你来到 Malaysia 是马币是50块。
Yeah, correct. Like if I'm buying something small, it's going to be like the delivery cost would be like what 5 times the price of what I'm buying. So it's really not worth it. Yeah. So that's it for my Taobao. What do you find interesting in the English community?
我不是讲 shopping 的嘞，我觉得一开始最大的震撼哦，对我来讲啦，讲华语，不管你是不是华人，但是你讲华语跟讲英文的，就是你的 mother tongue 是华语是英文哦，都有很大的差别。我觉得最明显的就是，how they handle compliments。
Okay.
就是像如果啦，假设是我的男朋友他是一个华人 Chinese， 然后如果他的朋友讲，哎，你女朋友很好哎，typical Chinese 他会讲，哎呀没有啦，他在家不是这样的啦，他做样子的，you know。可是如果你的对象是一个banana， 就是讲英文的华人，他会很 take那个 compliment， 他可能会讲yes she's wonderful she's awesome 这种，这个是我一开始有点接受不到的事情。
Isn't it good for you? 怎么接受不到呢？
It's like
不习惯。
会拍摄，不要脸，some 程度上的不要脸。For me 啦 ，but now I okay already.
No, I think it's a very different concept, right? Because from the English community, how we do it is when we receive compliments either for ourselves or the people around us, we feel proud and we want to embrace that feeling, right?
对，这是华人没有的一个事情。
Yeah, I think for Chinese people, it's more like very paiseh. Because, okay, thinking back about my friends in, let's say, high school, right? Let's say we have tuition classes, and then the parents will actually compare the results of their children's examinations, right?
Nightmare.
No, but this is the interesting bit. One of my friend actually scored about 95% out of 100%, 95% on the exam, and my parents would be like, well, your kid is so smart, he scored so high, but my friend's parents would be like, oh no, he's so dumb, he never do housework, he never do this.
是不是？这就是我该讲的 point，这是 typical 华人会做的事情。
they don't know how to accept the compliment, but then they will throw back and say, "Oh no, no, actually not like that."
对，真的。如果95还不高，他要多少分才高？100分
I think for Chinese parents, it's never enough, right?
？Oh my god！
Unless you score perfect, even in perfect, they'll find flaws in other areas.
对他就是很吝啬他的称赞。
Well, then again, look at where we are in America and look at where we are in China.
Why？
Huh? America has fallen so far behind, whereas China, they're doing.
因为他们给他书嘛，有发挥华人的传统精神，给他书给他戏。This is not only applicable in Singaporean.
Yeah, I think that's one of the small differences between English and Chinese community.
对，就是对我来讲是一开始很难接受，就好像以前我的朋友会跟我讲，哎，你男朋友很好，我就会讲，哎呀，没有啦。可是现在我可能会讲，是我老公很好，我老公真的很好很好那种。就是，可是如果我的对象我讲给是一个好像华人听哦，他真的没有办法 respond，因为他就觉得哪里有人讲自己老公这样好的 ，right？、这就是 typical Chinese 的问题，我觉得。
Yeah, I think in majority happens only in the Chinese community or Chinese families.
I think only happen in Chinese community. 你呢？你觉得还有什么是让你很震撼的？
From my side, this one is going to trigger you a bit.
你今晚想睡客厅就继续吧。
Alright, for my audiences, I'm sacrificing my sleeping tonight, okay? Alright, so one thing I realized which is a bit different is, okay, this is only specifically for Malaysian community in Malaysia, speaking English speaking communities. We have less of a superstition belief.
也是会有人迷信 just that 你不懂而已。
Okay, so put the Christians aside, right? Put all of the religious people aside. I don't know whether they're Taoism or Buddhism, right? But the Chinese community, you guys believe in stuff like feng shui, like 算命, you know, like calculating your fortune.
Fortune teller.
Fortune teller. What else? No, you're gambling, not really. But yeah, you guys have the kind of superstition belief where, you know, even in shopping malls, we have.
Banana 也有咯。Banana 也有 ，not only Chinese speaking people 有这个，很多 English speaking 也是有的。
No, but you see, right, in let's say shopping malls, we have those crystal shops that is created. It's just there only for fortune telling. Right, you go in, you buy a crystal, see which crystal is suitable for you, and then they tell your fortune.
对呀。
But I haven't seen anything like this in at least for the English speaking community 啦。
以前我也是这样觉得，你知道吗？然后过后呢，我慢慢发现呢，以前这种店哦，它都是会写什么什么水晶啦，什么什么玄学啦。可是现在的都是写英文了，这代表什么？就是越来越多英文人在看这些东西了。
Is it or
你看那个马来西亚很出名算命的叫什么 Joey 啊
Joey
他讲英文的吗 ？See？
Interesting.
是不是？其实他们不是不想学，他们只是没有那个克服那个 language barrier。结果他们找到了一个，你看他红成这样嘞。
Actually, I never really follow Joey up. I'm still stuck in Lilian 2. I'm a bit old school that way.
But anyway， 越来越多了啦。但是我同意你讲的，就是讲华语的会更迷信一点。他们会更迷信一点，就是好像小孩子如果 newborn 生病啊，他们可能会选择问神仙，就是去神庙拜拜先 ，instead of 看医生。或者如果那个小孩子 baby 生出来黄疸啊，你懂什么是黄疸吗
？Yellow egg。
No， 就是你生出来 baby 生出来的时候，他皮肤比较黄，然后他要去晒太阳。多一点 vitamin D 就会好，something like that。
Okay.
如果这个事情是在一个 banana family 发生，可能他们去看医生。可是呢，如果你在华人的 family， 他可能会叫你给小孩子冲 Guinness， 拿那个酒 Guinness， 拿来冲凉。
I thought Guinness is yellow. You add yellow and yellow.
I don't know, but 我有一个朋友就是听信了这种传言，结果他孩子酒精中毒，newborn 酒精中毒。
哇 ，underage drinking
何止 underage， 他出来才不到1个月嘞，所以我觉得有些 superstition 真的是要抛弃的。
Yeah. So This is something that I want to share about, right? Long time ago, when humans were still not civilized yet, right? We still believe in sacrificing animals to the gods, right? So 以前他们比如说他们的草要死要枯死的时候哦，
They will
他们
ask for rain god.
they ask for the god of rain, right, to pour down some rain, and then they will sacrifice animals and maybe even people, right? But the thing is, they never realize that, okay, I sacrifice an animal, no rain. I sacrifice a human, no rain. I sacrifice a second human, right? That means I sacrifice 3 people already, or maybe three things, only it rains, which they will then think, okay, I did not sacrifice enough, that's why it did not rain.
等一下啊，这个你是讲以前的东西啊，就是来以前古时代。
Yeah, correct.
这样你就是没有读谁编小，谁编讲以前的人还没有那么聪明吗？他们没有办法有这个 thinking。
Yeah, correct. So, but the thing is, right? Once, are you okay? But the thing is, once they sacrifice, they think, okay, I need to sacrifice 3 things before it rains every time, right? So it becomes the same thing over and over again. So it must have started with some damn kid who somehow miraculously got cured from this 黄疸 by pouring Guinness on top of that baby.
Yeah， 所以我只能讲，有些东西还是要看科学的，就是还是会有 not smart enough 的人去做这些事情，避免不了。
Yeah, correct. So, okay, there is one specific superstitious belief that I will share, which I think is cut across English and Chinese speaking community.
来
Horoscope.
See， 我跟你讲了咯，banana 的 community 他们其实也是想要 superstition 的，只是他们没有人去 translate 这种，因为 let's say 啦，风水是哪里来的
China,
？China 是讲什么话的？
Chinese, Mandarin.
所以我不会嘛，可是 horoscope 从哪里来？ by the way horoscope 从哪里来
Good question. I should really look this up online, but
Yeah, no, see horoscope 写出来的很多都是英文嘛 so that banana culture they can read. Actually they want to read but just they can't translate or they can't understand Mandarin.
seriously, horoscope people, what the hell are you thinking?
很多人相信的哦
No,
就
but-
好像日本人相信
No.
那个血型一样啊
But blood type, right? 90% is wrong, but maybe 10% is correct because
How about
if you are O blood type, right? Then normally you are forced to give, right? So you're in more generous attitude because you know that your blood is going to save lives and you're willing to get to give out, right? But A, B,
这样
and
那个
AB maybe not so much.
这样那个 horoscope 也是啊，你生下来的时候你就知道哦，我 horoscope 是这样，我性格就是这样，这样我就可以跟着走好吗 ？So still accurate what?
No, but the horoscope is if you look only for your own
Yeah.
horoscope, is you think it works, right? But if you look into every other horoscope, you will know that they apply at some point of time in your life that you can apply.
OK，、
Right.
这里你是讲 in general 那个 horoscope 还是 daily 的那种
They're the same. All
？No,
bullshit.
too different 。如果你是讲来比如你是什么星座？我的妈呀
Taurus or Gemini or something like
！OK
that.
whatever，可能 Gemini 他的性格是这样，in general 啦，他的性格是这样。可是当天，比如你今天翻开报纸翻开报纸会有写星座的，可能你今天翻开那个可能不准，因为我觉得每个人都不一样。可是 in general 你的性格你觉得准吗？
You married me, right? You know that nothing is applicable to me for some reason.
也对。
I'm an outlier.
我以前坦白讲，我以前也是很相信的，可是我跟你在一起，我慢慢变得不相信了。我就觉得对我来讲，horoscope 已经不准了。走开。
Yeah. I've converted you.
可是我觉得，其实有时候你相信这些，你只是要一个心灵上的安慰。
I know that a lot of people 要这个心灵上的安慰，可是 yeah, it needs to be logical. Hopefully can be
他
logical.
可能只是要来可能那个 horoscope 当天讲，今天你会遇到好运，所以他给他自己一个 positive 的 mindset 去做事情。I don't know.
No, but that's the thing, right? Do all horoscope predictions say you will only have a good day?
No.
Exactly. So if that horoscope say that you today gonna have a not so happy day,
所以你就会想办法把自己 fit into that situation.
No, then you will yeah
所以
correct
就是变得
correct. Every
对咯
small thing will become a problem.
呀对，
So
所以我就开始变得不相信 horoscope。
exactly, it's
我
bullshit.
我连星座我都有时候，我连生肖我都会有稍微怀疑了。现在我就被你带跑了，唉。
Do you seriously think that 12 freaking animals ran a competition?
不是啦，吧？我会觉得就好像 horoscope 这样来的。
Horoscope?
你快点在谷歌。
Fine,
这样
fine.
他在谷歌的时候，我就聊废话呗。
I don't think that there's a real origin to it.
哎呀，有的啦，应该有吧？从哪里来的？
从哪里来? Okay, horoscope is basically based on astrology. Astrology originated in Babylon, far back in antiquity, with the Babylonians developing their own form of horoscopes around 2,400 years ago.
2,400 years ago 了。
So this is people looking at the stars and saying, hey, this Sagittarius, this Gemini, we should give them a characteristic.
哇，这样我又觉得不准了。
Even worse.
好吧，你不要破坏我最后的比例，你不要破坏我最后的比例，你留一点点想象给我呗。这样你觉得 meditate 是一种 religion 的东西吗？
No, okay. Meditation is a way of calming yourself down, right? But if you're talking about when you're meditating, you need to think of God, you need to think of, search and search. Then I think that's a bit carried too far away 啦。
所以你觉得 meditate 可以，可是 meditate 在神庙不可以。
Meditate is supposed to give you peace.
所以神庙也可以让我 peace 啊。
Yeah, but okay. Back to just understanding a bit. It's okay to really to if you find peace in doing something, I think it's still acceptable, but do not go to the extreme. If the whatever religious belief you have says kill someone, you do not kill someone. Right.
这个我特别同意。
Yeah.
就是你还是要保有你自己的理智。就是华人讲，你可以信，但你不可以迷。迷就是你已经没有自己的思考能力，你 follow exactly 他们的叫什么？他们叫你做的东西。可是信的话，你是相信他好的。这个你又要讲我 double standard 是不是？OK， 我们不要再讲这个，因为这个 religion 的东西，我们在一起4-5年了，都还没有一个答案，所以我们来讲回来 Chinese 跟 English 的那个呗。
I will keep the religion topic for my own discussion. Right, I will share with you guys in a separate episode, but definitely not with my wife. This is very dangerous. We have gotten into a few arguments before, and I don't want to sleep on the couch tonight.
好，来
Your turn.
OK，这样你觉得你认识的讲华语的朋友，他们对于世界新闻或者世界观，你觉得跟你自己本身的朋友有差别吗？
Oh, actually, this is one of the points I wanted to bring up as well.
耶，我先讲掉了。
Okay, so one more time.
我先讲掉了。
All right, points to my wife. Yeah, so because of the media, right? Okay, let's say if you're good in Mandarin or Chinese, right? And only a few countries have news using this language. So let's say
很 limited.
Yeah, Singapore, Malaysia, Taiwan, China. So most of the news that you will get obviously originates from these countries. So you will be more tied to news within Asia, China, right?
对。
But for English speaking, there is no boundaries. We know about things almost everywhere except for maybe certain countries like Middle East where they use Arabic maybe, and China. But even China, we do still get news, just not as much as accurate, right? So the one thing that I did notice is that in terms of understanding world news, I'm sorry to say that my more Chinese educated friends are a bit behind in terms of that.
对，这个我是非常有感触，就是因为我跟你一起生活嘛，所以我一开始的时候，我其实那时候还觉得自己自我感觉良好，我觉得OK 啦，我有看新闻，我看报纸 OK 啦。结果我跟你在一起的时候，你还记得吗？我一开始连世界地图，我跟你讲日本在哪里，你还记得吗？那时候就是那个世界地图我都认不完，因为我跟你讲，我做过这个 test， 我问我10个朋友认得出世界地图吗？没有10 out of 10都做不到。
你问他们哪里是哪里吗？
对啊，就是讲，你知道这里的隔壁是哪里吗？不知道。
你这边问他们？
我就是
Instagram 啊？
那就是喝茶的时候，我就讲，哎，你知道这里上面是哪里吗？然后这里是哪里吗？不知道。
那个也是跟 geography 有关系吧
然后我觉得以世界观叫什么？
？Worldview。
我觉得世界观是很重要的一件事情。就是像我不是很多中国朋友嘛，然后前一阵子就是他们在 share 一个一大堆英文字的一个照片，is like Facebook 某个人 post，其实 obviously 是一个假的新闻，可
嗯
是因为他们不会读，所以他们就觉得哦那个是真的，然后就这样传下去。其实基本上那个新闻就是讲，我忘记是讲什么啊，就是讲美国有一个人承认讲 COVID 是他做出来的，他在实验室做出来的，然后不小心传叭叭叭这样子。然后他就讲，我很内疚，我很自责，something like that 啦。可是我读完了那整个英文的东西，其实我觉得那肯定是假的。可是传到了中国，他们不会读嘛，他们没有几个人可以理解，所以他们很喜欢就是你在 group chat 里面转发，然后转发，大家都把这件事情当做真的一样。所以我觉得你要有那个分辨是非的能力，首先当然是你的语言跟你的语文要好啦。所以我觉得为什么嗯华人的世界观会这样少，是因为他们所存在的 society。
嗯
当然，我们这里不讲的是所有人啊，我只是 based on 我自己的 experience，就是我一开始英文真的不怎么好的时候，很少看世界新闻，就是有能看那个报纸的 big title。哎，你知道我很 old school 了吗？我认识你之前，我还是买报纸的人嘞。
你比我还老啊。
真的，我就是喜欢翻报纸的嘛。我会看世界新闻，但是 based on 那个 big title 而已。星洲日报有什么我就读什么，我不会自己去找更多。
就是你不会去理解更多是吗？就是他给你什么消息你就相信是吗
你要讲英文啊？
？Okay, let's talk let's talk in English.
对，就是我觉得这是华人很不好的一点。以前我以为只有我罢了，然后过后我不是有请工人，我有自己的 staff，然后会跟顾客聊，我就会发现，哎，不只是我，哎，其实很多人都活在自己的世界里。但是你问他哪一个韩国明星，哪一个中国明星，哪一个马来西亚讲华语的 YouTuber，他一清二楚。
You know, right, that there is the word 八卦 comes from Chinese, right? Kepo.
所以其实我觉得这个是Chinese speaker 最大的一个 weakness，我可以讲，就是很少世界观，可能 2 out of 10会有这个世界观，就是会有那个 awareness to 了解我们的世界。其实我一开始其实就觉得很惭愧的时候，是当我跟你去澳洲见你朋友的时候，我发现你们的 topic 真的是跟我的朋友，我跟我朋友之间差太大了，我就觉得我在做什么那种感觉，你知道吗？
我觉得有点 I think it's a bit different because when I was in Australia, right, with my close friends, we talk about very stupid stuff all the time.
可是你们什么都可以聊，就是世界新闻也可以聊，然后国家那种 geography 也可以聊，whatever anything 都可以聊。可是 Chinese culture，哎，你知道吗？谁谁谁买那个梨哦，谁谁谁买那个选哦，很 lame。对我来讲，我是跟你在一起过，我才有这种。我就觉得，跟你在一起，跟你的朋友not 在一起，跟你朋友在一起，这听起来怪怪的。跟你的朋友
混在一起的时候，
对的时候，我才发现，这一点差别很大。就是 Chinese 比较喜欢聊八卦，聊。你看，最近每次 MCO 都会有爆出，来一个大 news。这一次爆出的是什么？那个打斗，打斗。
那个打斗的是 2 news ago, but we will not talk about the latest news.
What is that？
黑脸。
什么黑脸？
哦
OK，it's OK 对，你看这种东西它会在华人圈子无限的发酵，我觉得，有一点不好啦。可是我这里还是要强调，这是我的立场而已，就是这是我的立场跟我身边的人而已。可能如果你们有很好的世界观 ，then that is a very good thing 啊。
Okay, so just to build on top of that point, right? This is similar, but one thing I realized is that, okay, personally, I've gone solo traveling into many countries before, right? One thing I noticed is that the people speaking in Chinese or Mandarin always go in the gang, right? But
因为我们不会用别的语言，所以我们只好来胆小，你知道吗？
I don't know lah, but as an English speaker, we always like to travel alone. We like to meet new people. We like to speak, interact, to get to know each other, the countries, the cultures.
对
But the people that I meet who speak Chinese or even Cantonese, right? They're in their own group and gang,
，in their own world，
in
我
their
可以
own
这样
world,
讲。
yeah. And they don't really mingle with other people.
Yes, yes，你知道为什么吗？因为华人都讲华语的都会有一个错误的观念，他会觉得如果我讲错英文，那个讲英文的人会笑我。
And yeah, that's the thing, right? Even I would say Japanese people also have this
其实这个
stress.
是 imagine 出来的 audience，我觉得没有人会笑你的，就好像我老公啊，他讲华语哦，他也是讲我听不懂，可是我也没有笑他，或者可能我会哈哈你讲错啊，这样就好像我讲错英文的时候，he will do the same，but 不是一种嘲笑的心理。
It's just teasing only.
对呀、所以我觉得，这一点是为什么我们会成群结队，因为我们会害怕，我们没有办法独自面对事情。还有，
That is worse. That's saying that you cannot even be independent in solo traveling.
你试看给他们去讲英语更不好的地方，你给他们去泰国，他们超赶的，为什么？因为他们知道对方的英文比他们更差，所以他们这时候就会很 proud。这 on top of 的旅行，我想加一个 point，就是你有没有发现讲英文的他们比较不注重
健康卫生。
，no 比较不注重讲英文的比较不注重 brand conscious 会低过讲华语的，就好像你们会很 enjoy solo backpacking， 然后跟朋友去玩，你不需要 brand， 你可能拿一个 tote bag 而已，可是给华语女生，可能你17岁你就很有 brand conscious， 你就我第一粒包包我一定要迪哦，我要哪一个，今年涨价多少钱？诶，我真的是一开始会有这种 awareness， 我跟你在一起啊，我已经2年没有买包了。
Yeah, for me, we
帮你
save
省钱。
control expenditures. Yeah.
你觉得这个
yes.
brand conscious 在讲华语跟讲英文有差吗？
It's a very sensitive topic, but the general answer is no.
Why?
Everyone is brand conscious, but who buys the brands? That's a different story.
Okay.
So in general, people who speak or in the Western world, right? Only the really rich people will chase after expensive luxury stuff, luxury bags, stuff that they don't really need to survive, but they have the money to spend. But when it comes to Asian or Chinese culture, they're willing to save like 4 months worth of salary just to buy that damn bag, right? Which is out of their actual financial
可是
capabilities.
可是我也是有觉得 society 有一个不好的，就是会 judge 你 based on 你用什么包。What do you think?
To find out more, please listen to my podcast episode, which is talking about social status.
对，讲到这个，我要讲一件事，就是他之前在那个 social status 的那集讲买 Apple， 你那时候讲什么？买 Apple 只是为了买那个 brand， 你到底要你要的是那个？
买 Apple 是为了买那个 brand， 买给人家知道。
那个 social status。
Yes.
By the way, just for your information, I'm using Apple 12 Pro Max, and 是我老公鼓励我买的。
Okay.
哈哈哈。
Number 1, slapping on my own face.
啪啪。
But always remember, right? Happy wife, happy life overrules everything else.
其实我当初就觉得有就有，没有就没有。可是你拉着我进每一间店问有没有货。
But don't forget, right? I wanted to convert you out of Apple, but you said that you're too deep into the system already.
因为我的职业关系，所以我只有用 Apple 牌的眉毛才会很 clear， 颜色很纯。然后我所有东西都已经在 Apple 了哦。我连我的 Drive 都是 iCloud。
I think it's okay. I already bought so many stuff for you. Too late already.
Okay, thanks for your information. 我的所有 Apple product 一般都是我老公买的。
Yeah. Why you got so many Apple products one?
没有啦，因为像你讲的，我已经在那个 ecosystem 了，所以我可能会比较难抽身一点，而且你也没有买很多啦，你只是买一个 Apple Pencil 跟一个 Apple Watch 给我而已。
So does that mean that 很多华人 or Chinese speaking people are in the Chanel ecosystem?
Why you would say Chanel, not Dior, not Gucci?
I'm just saying the first one that comes to mind.
OK，
And also alphabetical order is the first one.
会，其实坦白讲会，当你走进一个店的时候，他会 judge 你用什么保险。如果 to be honest 啊，很不好啦，就是我有听过，就是当我店里就是有时候会有顾客进来，他拿着很贵的 bag 的时候，我的 staff 就会有点干囧，就是因为怕得罪他，所以有see like 那个差别了嘛，就是你可能拿一个帆布包进来，然后我们就会比较松懈啊，他可能可以很好讲话。可是如果你拿一个很贵的 bag 进来，我们就会担心你是不是很要求很高，或者你是不是有背景什么什么什么。所以我觉得当初我去中国上课的时候，呀，我的朋友真的是 judge based on 我用什么东西。所以我一直吵你，我要买 bag。那时候是这样。可是我现在不用出国，所以我不用买 bag。
Yeah, thank you, COVID. Yeah, but no, seriously. It's good that you change. You don't want to buy bags anymore.
Temporarily.
God save me.
所以你觉得是没有什么差别的啦？就是这个 brand conscious 的东西是
No, okay, everyone has a brand conscious based on especially their hobbies, right? So if let's say camera, right? I have some camera gear. I know which particular brands have better quality cameras, lenses, right? Because that's part of my hobby. So everyone is brand conscious to a certain extent, but who are the real people that is spending money on the brands? That's the question.
OK， 这样我再多一个问题，你会 judge people by their 用的东西吗？
Yes, I do. Okay, so there's still part of there's still this ego inside me that still judges people based on what they do. But the thing is, I go more for quality judging than quantity, right? So for everyone's information out there, I also play frisbee, right? So in frisbee in the community, there's usually two types of frisbee materials, right? The first one is called My Disc. It's constructed relatively poor, but it's definitely cheaper. It's a beginner's frisbee for people to try out to play around. But once you think you've gone to a different level, that's when you start looking into stuff like disc crafts, right? Disc crafts are very expensive, not really very expensive, but they're more expensive frisbee disc that performs better and has better durability, better resistance, right? So time to time when I see people playing with my disc, I'd be like, oh, they should really upgrade to a disc craft. I still do judge these people.
你 judge 嘞
Yeah, correct. Because by buying that new thing, it increases their productivity, their efficiency in playing frisbee. But I'm not sure spending 10,000 on just one bag, one small tiny bag can justify the
Your social
productivity.
state-
Social status is always there, right? But
我明白了。
is it more productive?
所以你的意思是，一个50块的 bag versus 一个50钱的 bag，它们的功用都是一样，就是用来装东西。所以值不值呢？花那个50钱去买一粒宝？
Yes. So it can that 10,000 productivity of that bag, right? Let's say it can last 5 years. Can another bag that costs 1,000 ringgit last 5 years as well and can put everything that you can put in that $10,000 bag?
我明白了，我明
Right.
白了。
If it can be replaced, then you can replace it. You can buy 10 bags as well, right? But if you're looking at stuff like iPhone, it does give productivity. You
对，它
spend
真
a
的
bit
帮
more.
助我很大。
Yes, it's not just a social status, and that's why it's more acceptable for me and my principals to buy you, or to at least encourage you to buy Apple products, right? But if you're asking me to buy you a 10,000 Chanel bag, maybe you sleep on the couch 啦。
对，其实虽然他之前会觉得就是 iPhone 是很 overpriced， 可是其实为什么鼓励我买的另外一个原因是因为我的工作需要，而且我之前的电话它的拍照真的不怎么好，然后换了过后真的是让我减轻很多time saving， 省了我很多时间，然后东西也做到很好啦，所以我觉得还是要看你的经济能力跟那个东西给到你的
value 啊。
对它的 value， 对。
Yeah, so not just from a social status aspect, but also from the value, the productivity that it can give you.
明白。好，到你了。
Okay, this is probably the last point already from my side. And this is using weird songs for events and parties.
um,
I think this is a language barrier, but of course, it's not only limited to the Chinese community. Okay, people who do not know Mandarin, they will
mm,
also get some weird ass tattoo on their body with some Chinese word, which
mm,
sometimes it can mean stupid or
mm.
poison or something, but they do not know the meaning of it. Okay, they get
Same goes
tattoo.
to Chinese.
Yes, but the same can also go to Chinese. And in Malaysia, I've gone through a few events, right, where they play an English song in a Chinese event, but the English song actually has some sexual meanings, or it's just not appropriate for the event, right? So I think one song that you just realized has some sexual meaning is
对
"Blow My Whistle."
，no，还有那个 Boom 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 Boom，I
Yes,
Want You
boom,
in My
boom,
Room，
boom, boom.
你知道吗？
Yes.
这首歌是我小学 concert 的歌哎。
Yeah, and it's a very common song, but nobody knows that the lyrics, right, is
嗯，
basically asking you to come to my room and do
呃，
stuff.
我真的是你跟我讲过，我才知道。And this is very popular song in Chinese event。惨了，我现在 never listen the song the same way。
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
我觉得这个是不只是英文 not only applicable in English and Chinese culture 啦。Actually, for a foreign language that you don't know 都会有发生这样的事情。
But the question is, do these Chinese people not know the language at all? Do you not even understand the lyrics?
嗯，
Because I can understand if a Westerner has the word "pen" tattooed
可
on
是 I
his.
want you in my room 也没有错啊，我只是要你在我沙发间错哪里了？而且 OK，你看啊，我们拿那个 blow my whistle 来讲，谁会懂 whistle refers to 那个？如果你不是一个 native speaker，啊哈，
我们想象力丰富啊。
所以我真的不懂 whistle 就是 refers to 男生的那个部位，所以我就觉得哦 blow my whistle 哦，为什么要 blow 你 whistle？我有觉得很奇怪，但我没有想到那边嘞，
I
惨
see.
了。
Then I hope you know the meaning of the song Peacock and Anaconda.
我不懂。
Okay, that's for you to research later tonight.
Oh my god！所以有时候就是你翻译未必是你的翻译，你知道吗？就是我要你进我房间，I want you get into my room，没有错啊，或者 blow my whistle，吹那个哨子，没有错啊。
Yeah, I know, right? If you only listen to that one sentence, then actually the whole song is ambiguous, but it doesn't make sense to blow your whistle. And let me add on to the lyrics. Blow it real slow.
所以就是慢慢吹哦。
If you blow a whistle slow, there's no sound one, by the way. You need to blow it fast for the sound to happen, okay? And we'll go real slow.
real slow 又错哪里了？又错哪里了？
How are you supposed to blow a whistle slowly? It's not going to create any noise.
这个真的是一个 language 的问题。
Yeah, and also boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. Okay. The next sentence is we'll spend the night together
看戏
until
咯，
forever.
我跟你 spend night together。
Sure, Netflix and chill.
Yeah, Netflix。所以其实你看啊，如果你给我以前没有跟你在一起，我根本不知道 Netflix and chill 什么意思，我就看 Netflix and chill 没有错啊。所以我真的觉得一开始我真的觉得没有问题啊，有什么问题？Netflix and chill 就 chill 咯。
I see. So
这样如果有一个人
innocent.
因为我之前在social media 看到有一个人他的 status 是男生来的，他就写 I don't bite， 这样这个也是有意思啦。
I don't bite. I don't bite. This is a very ambiguous term.
又是他就不是讲我以为他，你懂我以为他讲什么嘛？我以为他讲他很 friendly，他不咬人嘞。
No, it can also mean that, right? It can, like, if from a friendly manner, it can mean I don't bite, okay? But it can also mean in a relationship, I don't bite back. But it can also mean in a normal male-female relationship, or it can also mean a gay relationship where I don't bite.
就是，如果你那个 language 不是你常用的，或者它不是你很熟悉的，就是会犯很多这种错误。就好像那个我们昨天听那个 Jason Leong 讲那个toast 的
Toss your
salad，
salad, yeah.
所以这个是
So for anyone who doesn't know what tossing your salad means, feel free to Google. But basically, it has something to do with your tongue and no vegetables at all.
所以谁会懂 toast your salad 没有错啊。
No, but toss your salad. This is nowhere near. Okay, maybe it's like blowing your whistle. I don't know how salad refers to that particular spot,
嗯，
right? But whistle is a bit easier to understand. I hope.
总之就是乱七八糟。
All right, your turn then.
我不问了啊。
Oh, that's all for your side.
这样你现在想吧，这样你觉得还有什么最大的差别？让你一开始跟我在一起的时候很觉得啊，这就是不一样的地方。
I think 有一个是习俗啦，就
Cultural
and practices. Because you guys 拜土地公 right? And all of these gods from everywhere, your 关公 your
你
土地
知道厨
公。
房也有神的吗？
I know the Stephen Chow 赵星驰赵星奇
那个叫灶神。No， 灶神。厨房你煮菜的那个 stove 叫灶，所以呢，他要那个就是有灶神，然后他每年都会在你厨房看你们家里发生好事坏事啊，然后除夕的时候呢，你就要给他甜的吃，因为他要上去天公禀报，就是这家人今年给他甜的，就代表给他上去讲好话这样子。哦，你不知道啊？所以厨房有灶神，然后土地有土地公，然后你还有什么
？Sounds like Santa Claus. Yeah, but yeah, this is the thing, right? I don't. Okay, apart from let's say Christianity, I don't think English-speaking people pray to this
对
kind
啦
of
对啦，我
gods.
只是跟你 share 吧，其实还有很多很多
There's a
神。
lot. There's a lot of gods.
对，
Yeah. I think that's all that I can think of for now.
等我们下次吵架的时候，我再记录起来，录一个 part 2。
Yeah. Okay.
But for now，我们相处的很融洽。
Yes, correct. So I'm happy 4-5 years now. We're still going as strong as still in honeymoon, and we're still going as strong as ever.
Okay, so I guess 已经 come to the end of the episode.
Yep. So thanks everyone for listening to this week's episode, this week's podcast. I hope everyone just stay at home and only go out when you really need to. Do not contribute to the numbers of infections.
对，
And please, if you have any comments, if you have any feedback, if you think that there are things that the Chinese community do that the English don't, or vice versa, please do leave us feedback on Hello Canada Podcast, either on Instagram or on YouTube. And of course, please have a good day. Enjoy your week ahead. Take care and goodbye.
拜拜。